Watch. Houston Police Union issues warning that the Texas city is not safe as many suspected murderers are walking the streets. That's right. Murderers are walking the streets. I blame the leftist progressive policies that's doing this. You know, they want to defund the police, so there's less police on the streets. And then you got the liberal policies of no cash bail. You can commit a heinous crime and then be right back on the street in less than 24 hours. We're seeing it all over the country. This is ridiculous, where criminals are protected and victims are not. This is a topsy turvy world that we're living in. We all know that the Bible talks about this. They are literally protecting criminals. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go to hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from the Gateway Pundit, Cassandra McDonald, and she reports that the Houston Police Officers Union has issued a warning that the Texas city is, quote, not safe, and, quote, many suspected murderers and capital murderers are walking the streets on bonds. It makes absolutely no sense unless you want chaos on the streets. Why would you put these criminals back on the streets? But the department is also currently facing major staffing shortages in the aftermath of the George Floyd riots. You know, that's when everybody talked about defund the police. We don't need the police. And now look at our streets. Crime is at its highest. People are being murdered. I mean, this is just crazy. But speaking of Fox News, the union executive director, Ray Hunt, said, quote, I have never in my life, and I'm a lifelong Houstonian, seen this many suspected murderers and capital murderers who are walking the streets of Houston out on multiple bonds. And the thing is, they go out and they commit even more crimes because they believe they're going to get away with it. But he said, quote, I would not let my wife or my kids walk down the streets of Houston at midnight under any circumstances, Hunt continued. It is not safe in major cities in 2024, and it's not safe here. Now, Union President Douglas Griffin explained the department couldn't retain officers in the aftermath of the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm not going to go and I'll play the clip in a second, so I'm not going to read what he says here. But Griffin said the shortage is so bad that the department will never be able to investigate every case. And I looked into this myself. They have thousands and thousands of, I should say hundreds and hundreds of cases that not even being looked at right now. And they got rape kits that's stored away that hasn't even been looked at yet from years long. It is crazy here. But the union president also laid part of the blame on the court system for not doing their job. And I agree with that. These judges, these leftist, progressive, liberal judges are letting these criminals out on the street. So the police are doing their job by arresting these people. They go before a judge for murder, and the judge is like, go ahead and get out on the street. Go ahead and do your thing. It's crazy, and they go out and commit other crimes. But I'm gonna play this clip here. Let me grab my headphones, and we can hear it from them themselves. Here we go. If it'll play. Here we go.
I'll be honest with you, I think it's consistent. We've been consistent for the last few years.
Oh, sorry, I don't hear
Crime
any
is going
audio.
to be higher in urban areas, period. It's just the way it is. And I believe that since I come on in 1990, we've seen a pretty steady pattern that you're going to have some years that are higher than others. It's just the way it is. They go through little trends. And we've seen that, like I said, I've seen it my whole career. But what you have to look at here in Houston is we have 37 other municipalities within the city limits of Houston. Those statistics, though they're in the city limits of Houston, are not counted toward our statistics. We have 8 constables' offices. Their stats are not considered toward crime in the Houston area. So the reality is crime is probably higher than what the city of Houston is reporting, because these other areas don't report with us.
Wow.
Yeah, and let me add to this that since COVID, I have never in my lifetime, and I'm a lifelong Houstonian, seen this many suspected murderers and capital murderers who are walking the streets of Houston out on multiple bonds. These persons are not behind bars. They're waiting on trial out on bond. They're not going to work for Walmart. They're out here doing the things that they only know how to do, which is stealing, shooting, robbing, doing those things. So when you have that many people out there walking around knowing that they're not going to have a trial for up to 6 years from now, they're going to continue to commit crimes. I would not let my wife or my kids walk down the streets of Houston at midnight under any circumstances. It is not safe in major cities in 2024, and it's not safe here when we've got that many murders and capital murders walking the streets.
And you have to know we're in like a perfect storm right here. We have the George Floyd effect come down. We can't hire. We can't retain our officers. People are leaving left and right. You add that with the fact that crime is getting worse. You've got the courts system over there that is not doing their job because, again, their contention is that we can't hold somebody. We have to give everybody a bond. Yes, the first time. Once they violate that bond, they can be held in jail until they go to court again. And we've got people on 6, 7, 8, 9 bonds at one time.
Wow.
And that's a problem that we have to fix in the courts and with the DA's office to try to make sure that, hey, these violent offenders can't be continued to roam the streets and victimize our citizens.
You commit a robbery in Houston, Texas today, and we arrest you and charge you with it. You're probably not going to court for 5 to 6 years. 5 to 6 years. Go right up 45 north to Montgomery County. You're going to be a lot quicker than that, and you're going to go to prison for it. They're not going to plead your case out to nothing. You're going to get held responsible. Crooks in this area know the boundary lines of Harris County and Montgomery County. They don't want to commit crimes in Montgomery County because they know they're going to be held responsible.
Scary. This is scary. This is scary, especially for me, because y'all know I live in Houston. I have my family's here in Houston. It's scary that it seems like they don't care anything about victims. They don't care anything about taxpayers. It's all about protecting criminals, it seems like, and it's disgusting and it's destroying this city. But let me know what you think about this, because I think this is happening all over the country. It's not just Houston. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.